Happy, happy birthday, it's time for you to go. Happy, happy birthday, the tarot tells me so. Happy, happy birthday, things have not gone well. Happy, happy birthday, you might end up in hello operator. Please give me tarot 9 so she can do a reading and I can keep my mind. Hi guys, welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I'm Nina, I'm glad to have you here. I have good news, and I'm going to thank each and every one of you because you put out so many positive thoughts, positive prayers, and I really felt them. And my son and his girlfriend have tested negative for COVID, so I am super relieved for now. My son has really bad allergies and breathing issues and all that kind of stuff, so it was so stressful for a couple of days, so I thank you. And I got a shout out by Cash Peters. And I was just like, oh my God. I called my sisters, I called my brother. I was just like, oh my God. I love Cash Peters. I think I mentioned him on a previous video from a while back. And anytime anybody suggests like, hey, check this person out, I'll always do like a little reading on them. Because I want to know that it's not about them being right or wrong. We're all human, we make mistakes. But I want to know, like, where's their heart in this? Are they authentic? And as soon as I flipped his card, I got the sun, which is just, it's the most beautiful card. And it perfectly described him, because if I had to give one word description for him, I'd say he's the sun, because he just shines and makes me smile. And I appreciate it. So, I thought for today, seeing that it's Donald Trump's birthday on June 14th, we would do a reading exclusively on Donald Trump. I want to see where the energies are going. I mean, my last reading that I did on like what would happen for the actual election, I said there's a possible chance that Donald Trump could win, that yes, he might win. He's going to steal. He's going to cheat. His back is up against the wall. But the good news from that is that I said in that reading, and I still feel it and know it today because I've done little mini readings just checking in, and I still believe that Donald Trump will not be president as of January 2021 for the inauguration. Up till then, I think it's going to be crazy sugar show going to be happening. I think unless something happens between now and September that forces him to leave, because in previous readings I said I could see him having a little out in August. So, even if he ended up losing and yet he wasn't willing to leave, or if he was going to say, hey, no, I want to dispute that and let's have a recount, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen between now and then. And the things that will not change is COVID's still here and people are still going to protest. It is a time for change, and that's going to stay and be prevalent over the next, several months until the election. So I thought, let's do a reading on Donald Trump, see where the energies are lying. Sorry, I'm outdoors and my allergies are absolutely killing me, but it's so beautiful and warm. I don't want to be indoors. So let's have a look and see. 1, 2, 3. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to do a Celtic Cross so I can just get as much information as I can about him. Woohoo. You know what? I'm going to do these one at a time and then look at the overall at the end because, okay. Very first card out is showing delays, regret, upset. We're looking at mental exhaustion. This is Donald Trump. He is not feeling well. Now, he thrives on anger. He thrives on division. That's how he's run all his businesses. So there's a part of him that, when you see him being energetically out there and saying what he says, it's because that's who he is. But underneath it all, he's human and he's feeling it. But these are world issues that are crossing him. So This is COVID. This is other countries like China, Russia. He is feeling such an impact. This is people turning on him from the streets. This is happening on a world stage, and people, we are all watching. So, this being over Donald Trump, like he's got the world on his shoulders. Underneath it all, we have the Queen of Wands. So I kind of get the feeling that the Queen of Wands could be representative of Melania because she has been in the news lately. And I'm thinking that this could represent a crisis at home because this is not a political reading. I'm trying to look at it, from the point of view of what's affecting Donald Trump. So in this reading, the Queen of Wands, I would think, is probably Melania, his wife. And I think that, yes, the news that came out about her upping her money to stay with him is true. And I would venture to guess that as soon as he leaves the White House, within a very short amount of time, she's gone. She's gone. And that's underneath him, that's affecting him. On top of it, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is somebody, this is on top of it, this is somebody he's worried about. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a female, but it's somebody who is in law and who's against him. This is the legal pressures that's against him. And it's almost like all his earthly plans will not work out because there's a divine plan. And the reality is that, I got a little fly there. The reality is that he's got somebody who's in a position of power that is going to be going against him. And the Queen of Swords is a Virgo. Is it Libra or Virgo? I wonder, because that could represent some, like the VP coming up, because it's a female. So in the past, he had judgment. So he wants to bury the past. He wants for everybody to just pretend like nothing bad happened. He feels the judgment. People are judging him. They are looking to him and seeing him in a new light where they see that this is not the person that they thought he was. I think there's going to be... I think there's going to be a possibility of judgment on him in a harsh way, meaning that because of his actions and what he has done, he could possibly bring terrorism to U.S. soil, unless that's being representative already by the protests and stuff. Because I've seen this in previous readings, like way back in March, where I said, there's going to be people on the streets rising up against him. And I think that this is showing it very strongly. Ugh. People are focusing very much on his character or lack thereof, and he has been through the battle. Like, he is having a hard time of it. I think that he is at a weakened state, and again, this goes with the judgment card, that this, between now and the election time, and I've said this in a previous video, Donald Trump needs to make sure he has good security around him, because I think there's possibility of an attempt on his life. And I also think that, God willing, they have the CIA and the people that are watching out for terrorism, keeping an eye on what's going around in the world, because China is very weak, and they are in a position where they're faltering. And I'm afraid of, if all these strong, crazy people start to realize the writing's on the wall and they're losing their position, God knows what they're capable of doing. Okay, so for him, in the context of this reading coming from Donald Trump, I think this is representative of the COVID. And I believe that Donald Trump is going to try to use the virus to either delay, cancel, or put off the election. And he's also going to try to, keep as many people home. They're going to be putting people, like he's got like 50,000 people, and that's just the beginning of it. So if he's planning on doing that, you're going to have people out there threatening people, making, especially people that don't know their rights. They're going to be threatening them, trying to get them away from it. People are fed up. This is the representation of others, and this represents the people. This is people being held down by the devil, by Trump. But if you look at it, these people, they can get out of their chains very easily. And I think this is representative of where the U.S. is right now. There's almost like there's this feeling where people treat people in power and people in positions as almost like a movie. They're either good or bad. You cantonize them or you vilify them. And that's not the way people actually are. So I think we have to realize that it's in the best interest of those in the political parties, Donald Trump and them, to keep everybody divided, because that makes everybody turn on each other. It says, hey, look over here while they're stealing us blind over there. And then it's also, the 1%, the ones that are navigating, and they're the ones that are ruling and have the power. They know that if we were actually to say, you know what, let's all unify, get together, that we would be so much more powerful than they could ever be. And they're frightened of it. That's why you're seeing so much pushback. Donald Trump is going to be having some emotional problems. I mean, you don't have to be psychic to know that. I can't imagine the pressure that he must be under. And I think that this, again, as I've said in other readings, there is definitely 100% a spy in his camp. No matter how bad things get, there is somebody who's in on the inside. And, I think if it actually came down to, he's got his finger on the button, they would stop him. And I do believe that this is also gaining information on Donald Trump to use against him. And the end card. Oh my God. He got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the rules that society live by. These are the social rules, the family rules, whatever rules you have in your life. And when this card comes up for your outcome, this means that the people in power are not going to be willing to accept you. So whether or not Trump wins and he disputes it, whether he cheats and he wins and then people say, you did not win, and then there's a little fight, and then by the time January comes around, a new president's in anyway, no matter what, he's going to be gone. They're going to be getting rid of him. So 100%, like I've said before, he is not going to be in the president's house as of January 2021. So I did get one email where I had a subscriber ask, could I look into the stimulus package? Would the U.S. citizens be getting a second stimulus package? So I thought, let's just pull a card and just see 1, 2, 3, and see what comes up. Not much help. 2 of Swords. I think this is going to be very much a wait and see kind of situation. I think that they're going to wait this out and see, do they need to? And if they do, a lot of that money is going to be going back into the businesses, into the economy. Not very much of it's going to end up in the hand of the people. And for the 2 of Swords, I know that, hold on, I got it written down. The Senate is out for session from July 7th to the 13th, and then again like August 5th through to September 7th. So they're only actually in session for 3 weeks. So I really don't think they know, and I think they're going to hold off until that time. And I wouldn't be surprised if they say, well, we got to put money back into the businesses, and maybe, spaces that they think they can put a little bit of money, but it's not going to be like this big to-do where everybody's going to be like, wow, I think they're still sitting on the fence. Will the stimulus package come? I think, again, this is going to be a situation where when the stimulus package comes down, it's going to be a case of those who have money will get more money, and those who actually need it will be left out of the cold. Sorry. So, that is my reading. I hope everybody's doing well, feeling well. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Oh, no. Sorry. One last thing. Our candle lit for each and every one of us. Bye, guys.